What's going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. If you guys are, having your Super Bowl squares, you guys are gambling on the Super Bowl, good luck to all of you out there. In this video, we're going to be talking about a few different things, Marvel and DC. We're going to be talking about Tom Holland's recent quotes on Spider-Man. We're going to talk about James Gunn and what he had to say about the Suicide Squad and WB's involvement with the Suicide Squad. And then we're also going to talk about SHAZAM and Henry Cavill potentially showing up in SHAZAM. David F. Sandberg did comment on this rumor, and we're going to kind of talk about all of that. But before we get started, I do want to address a comment from a friend, a subscriber of the channel, Francis, just saying, hey, less videos lately. Are you guys good? And I just wanted to address you directly, Francis, and anyone who was maybe thinking the same thing. I'm doing good. I think Darren's doing good. We've both been busy with work. I just got my second COVID shot. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes personally, but yeah, we're trying to keep this boat afloat. What does help us out is if you guys give us a like on the channel and subscribe because it does help us with the YouTube algorithm. But we're doing good. Thanks for asking, man. I really appreciate that, and I hope to do a more in-depth reading the comments video soon and some live streams going soon, so stay tuned for that. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started with today's video, guys. First topic is going to be in the Marvel side of things with Tom Holland and what he had to say about Spider-Man 3. So, Spider-Man 3 on Hero Hollywood over here, it says, Spider-Man 3 is, let me make sure the internet is pulled up. Here we go. Spider-Man 3 is the most ambitious standalone superhero film ever, says Tom Holland. He's doing an interview with Apple TV Plus for his movie Cherry, and we're just going to go into one quote that he said, but he did say other things as well. He said, I can say that it's the most ambitious standalone superhero movie ever made. You sit down, read the script, and see what they're trying to do, and they're succeeding. It's really impressive. I've never seen a standalone superhero movie quite like it, and I'm just, that lucky little shit who happens to be Spider-Man in it. We got a lot more shooting to do. We started before Christmas and shot for like 7 weeks. We stopped for the Christmas break, and then we're starting again. I'm just as excited as everyone else to see it, let alone be a part of it. So really cool quotes from Tom Holland over here. Obviously, the biggest thing he had to say about this is it's the most ambitious standalone superhero movie ever made. And that's saying a lot, since a lot of the more recent MCU movies, at least, have been pretty ambitious in terms of adding, a lot of the cast of characters, kind of expanding the worlds. Thor Ragnarok come to mind, Captain America Civil War comes to mind, and Black Panther even comes to mind, right? Just expanding the MCU as we know it. And you could argue with his quote right there for sure. But given how we know the casting rumors and the current lineup of cast that's in it, it's pretty damn ambitious already, and I'm sure there's a lot of surprises that they're not sharing, and I'm sure he really was biting his tongue there. There was a little more to this interview, and he really does know something. He wants to spill the beans, but he hasn't. So yeah, the one thing I gotta say is if Marvel is doing this, it seemed like this movie and a lot of the rumors were in response to hearing that Flashpoint was going to be bringing back Michael Keaton as Batman. So this is kind of like a race to the multiverse, even though they've been kind of introduced somewhat on both sides in some form or fashion. But anyways, this is exciting news. I wasn't a big fan of Spider-Man Far From Home. I think that was apparent from previous videos that I've talked about. There's a lot of aspects of it that I really love, but as a whole, I didn't really enjoy the movie that much. And but this is not going to be a review of that movie. I know Darren absolutely loved it. I didn't, but I really hope they kind of make up for it here. And I do think they have the potential to. And I hope out of all of this, we're able to see Tom Holland kind of shine in his role in Spider-Man, because so far I feel like he hasn't gotten that shine that he deserves as a Spider-Man character, and I do think he's a good actor. Tom Holland, seeing some of his more recent roles, The Devil All the Time, and I saw him in something else just recently as well, and I think the guy has some range. And you guys can disagree with me if you want, but first watch some of his movies outside of Spider-Man. Let me know what you think. But anyways, I'm excited. I do think DC has to step their game up. It's kind of cool that, both sides of, DC, Marvel, hopefully Sony, they start pushing the boundaries a little more and really, really give us something special, especially because the superhero genre, you know, we don't want it to plateau. We always want them to push the boundaries and continue to innovate. So really exciting. I can't wait to see some of these people back, especially, you know, hopefully the whole Tobey Maguire situation is fixed, and hopefully he is signed on board. I do think he is, and it just hasn't been reported. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, and there's rumors that Miles Morales will be popping in there. That's a lot of people to be stuffing into one movie, but I do think they can pull it off, and I'm hoping they do. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think he's kind of over-exaggerating when he says it's the most ambitious? If you think there are more ambitious movies out there already, let me know what they are, in your mind at least. So let's go ahead and move on to the second topic of the day. The second topic of the day is going to be James Gunn and his comments on Suicide Squad and finishing Suicide Squad, and what WB, what role WB had in all of this. So basically, okay, I'm going to get on to Heroic Hollywood once again, and we are going to check out James Gunn's quote. So it says, James Gunn says the Suicide Squad is fully finished. Some guy on Twitter, Jay Edwards, says, how much of this movie will be what you want it to be? Warner Brothers has a knack of editing a movie into shit. Good comment. And James Gunn says, hashtag the Suicide Squad is fully finished and cut, and I made every single choice, and they never once slightly interfered. They gave very few notes. They were usually good and minor, and I took them if I wanted and didn't if I didn't want to. Warner's was creatively amazing. Now, a couple things. If he did indeed get full creative control, good for James Gunn. He seems like a genuine fan. Now, I know a lot of people may not be down with the direction he's going, or may not be down with him as a person. To that, I would say, I hope, you could find some forgiveness. I mean, I hope forgiveness is a part of, life for you guys, because it seems like James Gunn has apologized in the past. Maybe some of the things really hit home for you that he's been involved with, but it just seems like a genuine comic book fan, and remorseful for the shitty, things he's been involved with in the past. So I don't know. I'm ready to see his vision, because seeing his stuff at DC Fandom looked awesome. At least for me, I thought it looked awesome. Secondly, Warner Brothers. Did Warner Brothers really not not interfere with this at all? Now, we've seen Kathy Yan, David Ayer talk about how, hey, Warner Brothers was great. This is my movie. And then later go on to say, hey, yeah, my movie was kind of messed with. My vision was messed with. So is James Gunn blowing up smoke when he says WB was creatively amazing? Or did he fully get full control? It seems like WB's given him the golden treatment this whole time, and if I had to guess, I would think that, yeah, James Gunn got his wish and he got full control. After all, there's an HBO Max TV show coming out of it, and I do think, especially with WB, not liking the Snyder side of things, they messed with a ton of, the foundation that he created. But James Gunn is doing something totally new, more in the vein of lighthearted and just more in the vein of something that would come out of Marvel, possibly. But I think it's going to be rated R, so maybe, don't quote me on that, or let me backpedal on that. But it is something more audience-friendly, I guess you could say. I don't know. I think if I had to guess, I think, yeah, WB let him do exactly what he wanted, which is it's kind of shitty, because it would be nice to get equal treatment to all the other directors as well. But hopefully justice is done to all those other directors, and if there is indeed, well, we're going to be fighting for sure for the Ayer cut, especially if the Zack Snyder cut is successful. We're going to really try to push for it to be successful. Hopefully we can get David Ayer's Suicide Squad cut up next. But yeah, let me know what you think. Did WB really not mess with this movie at all? Because we've heard directors say that in the past. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Anyways, last topic of the day is SHAZAM. We're going to go into the rumor. There's a rumor that Henry Cavill is going to be appearing in the movie. Hopefully he does, because it's going to really make up for what happened in the last Shazam movie. But very quickly, I've been seeing a lot of criticism towards the first Shazam movie lately, and I'm really curious to know if you did have issue with it, what was the issues of the movie? Give me your guys' thoughts on that, because I absolutely love the movie. I can't see why, outside of little nitpicky things. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was really well directed. The story was really interesting, and I thought the acting in it was amazing as well. So I'm really curious to see why people are so critical of it, at least in my own Twitter sphere. So curious to know. Let me know what you guys think. Anyways, here's what happened online. So right here, we're on that hashtag show, I think was the place that originated the rumor, I think. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, they found like a cast listing online, and it said Henry Cavill was listed on there. And it would be no surprise to me, especially given what happened in the last movie and given the characters that are involved in this movie. You know, Henry Cavill's manager is The Rock's manager, The Rock's ex-wife. Especially with Black Adam on the horizon, you would think that they want to get Henry Cavill involved with the Shazam family. Now, David F. Sandberg did comment on this. Here's what he had to say. He said, "Not going to comment on casting rumors for several reasons. One being, you can't be sure about anything until it's happened. Halfway through shooting Shazam, the plan was still for Cavill to be in it. Scoopers could have scooped that and been right at the time, but wrong in the end. Though I can confirm 90% certainty that Shazam will appear in Shazam 2. So if you're a fan of that character, you might enjoy Shazam 2. So basically saying, hey, it's not all about Henry Cavill. It's about Shazam in this movie, Shazam. So that makes sense, and it's funny how he, guy's really sarcastic online. He's really funny to follow. Another funny thing he said right here, some guy was like, we're not a fan of comedy Shazam. And he said, great, then you'll love the new direction we're taking the character. It's not a phase, Mom. And he blacked out Shazam. Super funny. I don't know. I love following David F. Sandberg, and I've loved the movies I've seen from him so far. So, yeah, all good news. He didn't deny anything, which is a good thing. The fact that he didn't deny Henry Cavill was in talks is a great thing for me. So, yeah, really curious to know what you guys think. Is Henry Cavill going to be in Shazam 2? And also, if you did have issue with the first Shazam movie, what issues are there? Because I'm really curious. Yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys do enjoy your weekend. And before you go, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.